Hey guys, welcome to this edition of Scruff's Garage. So today in the garage I have my 99 F250. I picked this up a few months ago to do some towing with, and believe it or not, this truck has never towed anything. Despite being 25 years old, has never had a hitch installed. So that's one of the first things I did, but today's video is about setting up the truck to be able to do some towing, specifically setting up a trailer brake controller. In conjunction, separate videos, but I'm also installing a 7-inch screen radio so I can run a backup camera as well. So quick overview. I installed a Curt Class V Hitch. Really nothing to see with that. It bolts straight up to the frame, pretty straightforward. Then you need a 7-pin connector at the back of the truck. So my truck did not have one of those. It had what appears to be a factory 4-pin. The wiring harness is back there that ran the 4-pin. I'll leave a link to this. This is the 7-pin and also has a 4-pin if you still need that. It plugs into the same connector for the factory wiring up under the bed of the truck. And the bracket is the same. So it's the same shape. Has this little alignment pin and a bolt that holds it in place. So that's kind of nice. It bolts in exactly the same place. This is wired for the 7-pin connector, though you'll see I have some additional wires coming off of it. This is more for the backup camera, but just high level if you're planning to run a backup camera. So I'm going to use this backup camera as part of a license plate frame. A backup camera needs 3 things. It needs power, ground, and a signal to the radio to know when the truck is in reverse. All 3 of those signals I can get off the 7-pin connector. So tapping into those back here at the 7-pin just makes my wiring for the backup camera a little bit easier. I don't have to run as much wiring back and forth up and down the truck. If your truck, like mine, was not factory equipped with this 7-pin, you're probably also missing 2 relays and 2 fuses under the hood. I'll show you those. Otherwise, you're not going to get power back here to the 7-pin. So I'll show you that in a second. But then ultimately what we're building towards is having a trailer brake controller. I'm going to use this one. This is from Redarc. It's their Tow Pro Elite. What's nice about these, as opposed to the old school style where you have the controller that would typically mount down at the bottom of the dash or something, this can be mounted remotely somewhere up under the dash. It just needs a fixed location so it's not wobbling around. And then it runs wiring up to a controller knob. So we just have to find a place for this on the dash. Certainly the F250 has plenty of places. So the only thing you'll see on the dash is this, and it even has the spring loaded so you can activate the trailer brakes in an emergency if you needed the override button. And of course, this comes with a generic harness if there wasn't a vehicle-specific wiring harness available, but certainly for the F250, very popular. So there's a vehicle-specific wiring harness. So there's no cutting, no splicing needed with this. This end of the connector will plug in to the control module, and then this end will plug into a connector under the dash, and I'll show you where to find that and how all this goes together. So if that's what you're interested in, you're in the right place. Let's dive into it. Okay, so here under the hood, this is the driver's side up by the firewall. This fuse box, relay box here, my truck did not have either one of these relays, but these run your trailer brake controller and the charging back to the controller, so you'll need those. And then in this, the power distribution fuse box, if you see the 2 sort of lime green fuses, I added those. Those are both 30 amp fuses. Those are fuse number 16 and 28, both 30 amp fuses, but they are for your trailer brake controller and charging back to the trailer. So if you don't have those in place and then the relays, you're not going to get power back there to the 7-pin, and your trailer brake controller is not going to work. Here's a close-up on those relays, but I'll leave that part number in the episode notes. Over here on the driver's side of the truck, you've got this lower trim panel that needs to come off. There's 4 quarter-turn screws. That's this panel here. Got this little quarter-turn Just need a little flathead to get those off, and the panel drops down. That gray connector that you see dangling there, that is for the trailer brake controller. If you can see, there's a friction clip on the bottom of it. It's clipped in place. So initially, it's very difficult to get to. You're probably not going to be able to run wiring in there to it. So if you take a flathead screwdriver, you can pry it up and get that little Christmas tree clip to pop up, and then you get a little better access so that you can plug into the connector. My plan at the moment is to mount the control module here. I'll drill and tap a couple of screws, and then I can run my wiring there. And then, like I said, this, if you had a four-wheel drive truck, this is where your four-wheel drive switch would be. But since mine is two-wheel drive, this gives me a great blank canvas to mount the control knob for the trailer brake controller. So I'm planning to mount that here. That will require taking off this dash bezel. Not too difficult. And like I said, that ties into my project to replace the radio as well, with one with a large screen so I can do the backup camera. I've got the dash bezel laid over here on the workbench. If we look on the back of the dash bezel, this flat area has these tabs here. These can be removed, so we have a nice flat area so we can drill and mount our trailer brake control knob. For mounting the trailer brake controller switch on the dash, they give you a little template, so you may want to cut that out and tape it to your dash so you figure out exactly where you want to drill the hole. To drill that hole, you'll need this was a 25 millimeter hole saw. You'll start by marking your center, and then there's, if you can see at the top of this, there's a little notch. Keeps this thing from rotating. So you have to drill 2 pilot holes. These are 4 millimeter or 5/32. That gives you this little notch here at the top. Once you have those drilled, then you can drill your 25 millimeter hole. And then you can always come back at the end with a precision file and clean up that notch if you need to, just to make sure this fits like it needs to. Here's a look at the back. As I mentioned before, there were some plastic tabs that were sticking up. I clipped those off and then used my Dremel, just kind of grind them flat. And then you can see where my hole is positioned. I left some room so that if I want to add more switches later, I've still got some room on that panel to do so. Okay, here's a look at the trailer brake controller installed. So I just mounted it with a couple of sheet metal screws. The harness is connected, and that plug there will go up there for the knob. And then if you could see back in there, yeah, there you go. That's where that brown connector there is the other end of that connector. That's plugged into the factory harness. So all of that is connected. I've just got to put the dash back in, and then that little connector there will be for our knob. Okay, the final step is to snap the knob into place in the dash. Don't forget you've got that little notch there. There we go. So that's the trailer brake knob installed. I think that works pretty well there on the dash. And I still have room for some additional switches if I need so in the future.